Good morning, children. Today we are going to do the averages of all the costs. The first average which we are going to do is average fixed cost. Now, average fixed cost is the per unit fixed cost. What is the keyword here? Per unit fixed cost of producing a commodity. And the formula for average fixed cost is TFC upon Q, where Q stands for number of units produced. Okay, now I'm going to give you a small hint towards the cost of how this AFC curve is going to be like. Okay, now see, TFC remains constant at all levels of output. We've done that. It is constant, it does not change. Okay, and this Q, as you increase the production, this is going to increase. Okay, so we'll just take an example. Okay, so let's just imagine that TFC is 100 rupees. Okay, and you need to calculate average fixed cost at each subsequent unit of production. Now what happens here is, if you are producing one unit, your AFC would be 100 upon 1. Okay, if you are producing 2 units, your AFC would be 100 upon 2, which is 50. Then if you are producing 3 units, 100 upon 3, which is 33.3. then 100 upon 4, that is 25. So as the number of units are increased, number of units produced are increased, you're going to find that the value of AFC is going on falling. Okay, now can you imagine, can it reach, it can reach, it will diminish as you increase the production, average fixed cost. But do you think that this AFC will ever become zero? Do you think this AFC will ever become zero? No. Why? Because TFC will never become zero, and there is some TFC every time. Okay, and that is constant. So which means that unless the numerator becomes zero, the resultant value cannot be zero. So the AFC can reach very near to zero, but it can never be equal to zero, because you have some value in the numerator. Okay, so let's just see how the AFC curve is going to be like. So if you have number of units produced on x-axis and AFC on y-axis, your AFC curve is going to be like this. Okay, so this is the AFC curve. I hope you are clear with this. Okay, now the next average which we are going to do is average variable cost. Average variable cost. So if average fixed cost was the per unit fixed cost of producing a commodity, then average variable cost would be per unit variable cost of producing a commodity. Okay, so AVC, that is the average variable cost, is equal to TVC upon number of units produced. TVC upon number of units produced. Okay, so let's just imagine how this AVC curve is going to be like. You know that TVC first increases at diminishing rate. Okay, then TVC increases at constant rate. Okay, and third, it increases at increasing rate. We've all done that in the last previous class. Okay, now we're going to see this part by part. Let's just take the first phase when TVC increases at diminishing rate, which means when it has this slope. Okay, okay, now in this phase, when we need to calculate AVC is equal to TVC upon number of units. So this numerator is increasing at diminishing rate, but the denominator is increasing at constant rate, because quantity is increasing at a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that it is increasing. So the quantity which is at the denominator is increasing at constant rate, and TVC is increasing at the diminishing rate. Okay, now when the numerators change or increase is at a lesser rate as compared to the denominators change or increase, then you will find that the resultant average will have a tendency to fall. Okay, so your AVC is going to be like this in the first phase. I hope I've made myself clear. Why is this happening? Why is this AVC falling? Because the increase in TVC is less than the increase in the output, which is at the denominator. So the resultant average will fall. Okay, right? Second phase, TVC is increasing at constant rate, which means when TVC has this slope. Okay, now here you will find average variable cost again is equal to TVC upon Q. The change in the numerator is equal to the change in the denominator. This is also increasing at constant rate, this is also increasing at constant rate. So what will happen? Your AVC will become constant. AVC will become constant. This is O means output, huh? So I'm just putting this in short form. Okay, and the third one, when TVC increases at increasing rate, which means when TVC has this slope. Okay, AVC is equal to TVC upon Q. Increase in numerator is greater than increase in denominator. So what should happen? It will increase. AVC will increase. Okay, so first it falls. We are going to amalgamate all the phases now. AVC falls, becomes constant, and then it increases. So this is the shape of the AVC. This is the shape of AVC. Okay. If you have understood this, then understanding the shape of average total cost, or average cost as it is called, would be easy. Please understand this first, and then we are going to move further to ATC, that is average total cost or average cost. Okay, so we're going to proceed on to average total cost. Average total cost or average cost. So it can be like this or this. AC, it means the same thing. So it is the per unit total cost of producing a commodity. Okay, so your ATC or AC as it is called is equal to TC upon number of units produced. TC upon number of units produced. Let's just split this TC into TFC plus TVC, the whole upon Q. So this can be written as TFC upon Q plus TVC upon Q. Like this you can write. So this is what TFC upon Q is what AFC, TVC upon Q is what AVC. So what is ATC? ATC is equal to TC upon Q or AFC plus AVC. Okay, and you will find that TC also follows the same shape. It first increases at diminishing rate, then it increases at constant rate, and then it increases at increasing rate. So your AC, the shape of AC is also going to be like the shape of AVC, but the only difference is that it's going to be at a higher level, because it's going to be, the value of AC would always be greater than AVC. So you'll find this AC placed a little up and the shape is going to be the same. This is your AC. Okay, right? Now we're going to do relationship between ATC, AFC and AVC. We're going to start with this. ATC is equal to AFC plus AVC. Okay. Now ATC minus AFC is equal to AVC. You can write this also. Now the value of this AFC goes on falling. If you remember, AFC goes on falling, so which means the difference between ATC and AVC will also diminish, go on diminishing as you increase the output. So the gap between ATC and AVC will go on diminishing. Okay, right? Because the gap between ATC and AVC is AFC, and the value of AFC constantly falls with the increase in the production. Okay, now we're going to make the diagram so that it is easier for you to understand. We're going to make the entire set of averages, average costs together, and find out how they are going to be placed. You're going to make first your average cost. This is your average cost. Okay. Then you are going to make at the same line, okay, because your alignments should be same, so that is why I am making this. Then you are going to make your average fixed cost. So average fixed cost, you can start from anywhere, there is no hard and fast rule here. Average fixed cost goes on falling. Okay, so this is your average fixed cost. But now when you make your average variable cost, then you have to follow certain rules. See, you know that the distance between AC and AVC is your AFC. Okay, so you measure the distance of your AFC at each level. When you make AC and AVC, the distance between AC and AVC should be AFC. Okay, so but in diagram we're going to see only the initial and the last parts, because it's practically impossible for you to be very perfect in making this AVC at all levels of output. So at least the initial and the last one should be correct. So just measure with scale the distance from X. So this is the value of AFC at the first output. Okay, so you're going to measure this distance BA. Let's just suppose BA is here. Okay, so this is the starting point of AVC. Okay, this is the starting. I've made myself, because the distance between this and this AVC should be AFC. Okay, so this. Okay, and similarly if this distance is CD. Okay, so you're going to measure this CD here. This is the ending point of AVC. Okay, now how are you going to make it? You're going to make a U curve, because it is a U curve, and then in such a way that you're going to join it like this. So every time you're going to find that the distance between AC and AVC is AFC, and it is going on diminishing. It is going on diminishing because AFC is going on diminishing. Okay, so I'm going to make certain things clear about this. You can just rewind again and again how you make this diagram, so that you know, because it's important to know how it is made. Difference between ATC and AVC is AFC. Since TFC remains constant at all levels of output, AFC decreases with increase in output. Difference between ATC and AVC falls, because AFC falls, goes on falling. ATC is greater than AVC. AFC goes on falling but never reaches 0, because TFC never becomes 0 and is always constant at all levels of output. Okay. Now we are going to do marginal cost. Marginal cost is what? Change in total cost due to change in production. So how will you write? Marginal cost is the change in the total cost when an additional unit of the commodity is produced. Marginal cost is the change in the total cost when an additional unit of the commodity is produced. So MC at the nth unit is TC of the nth unit minus TC of n minus 1th unit. Okay, change in total cost, which is basically your MC, will happen because of change in total fixed cost plus change in total variable cost, but this never changes. So change in total cost is actually because of change in total variable cost. So this MC at the nth unit can also be written as TVC of n minus TVC of n minus 1. This happens because TFC is constant. Okay, and how this shape of MC is going to be like? It's going to be like Nike. Okay, so if MC is on y-axis and output is on x-axis, your MC's curve is like this. This is your MC. Okay. Relationship between MC and AVC, very simple. First, when MC is less than AVC, AVC has a tendency to fall. AVC falls. When MC is less than AVC, AVC falls. Second, when MC is equal to AVC, which means when MC intersects AVC, AVC is minimum. AVC is minimum. Okay. Third, when MC is greater than AVC, it pulls AVC up and AVC rises. Okay. How is your curve going to be like if you make these two diagrams, curves together? If you have output on x-axis and MC and AVC on y-axis, okay, when MC is less than AVC, AVC falls. When MC is equal to AVC, AVC is at its minimum. This is the minimum point of AVC. See, after this it does not fall. When MC is greater than AVC, AVC rises. Okay, AVC rises. Right? The same kind of relationship is there between MC and AC also. When MC is less than AC, AC falls. When MC is equal to AVC, AC is minimum. When MC is greater than AVC, sorry, not AVC, AC rises. So always AC, okay? This is the AC relationship. So when MC is less than AC, AC falls. When MC is equal to AC, AC is minimum. When MC is greater than AC, AC rises. So we're going to make the diagram also. When MC is less than AC, AC falls. When MC is equal to AC, AC is at its minimum. When MC is greater than AC, AC rises. Okay. Let's just put them together, all of them together. If you want, if at all you want to make it together. MC, AC, ABC. Okay, first let's make AC. The distance between AC and ABC will fall. You will determine the minimum points of MC and ABC. AC and ABC, and then we're going to make MC first. So this is how your MC and ABC and AC are going to be like. Okay. Okay. The last question, why you find that a U shape is there always. Okay, why is there a U shape in AC, MC or ABC? Okay, why are these U shaped? The reason behind the U shape of AC, MC and ABC is law of variable proportion. Okay, when a particular thing is happening in the production, opposite happens in cost. Okay, so when the production is subject to increasing returns, you'll find that the cost is falling, averages and marginals are falling. Okay, when the production is subject to diminishing returns, then the cost will increase. Okay, so first it falls because of the increasing returns, then it increases because of the cost. I'm talking about cost first falls because of increasing returns, then it increases because of diminishing returns, then you'll find a U shape. Okay, so I would like to be more clear. The AC, MC or ABC curve is U shaped. That is, it first falls, then for a while remains constant, and then starts to increase. This shape you'll find. That is because of the operation of law of variable proportion. Okay. Okay, that is because of the law of variable proportion. When production is subject to increasing returns, AC, MC and ABC curve fall. When production is subject to diminishing returns, AC, MC and ABC curves increase, giving it a U shape. Okay, I hope I've made myself clear. So why is there a U shape in MC, ABC and MC, ABC and AC? That's because of the law of variable proportion. When production is subject to increasing returns, average cost, marginal cost and average variable cost will fall. When production is subject to diminishing returns, average cost, marginal cost and average variable cost will increase, giving them a U shape. First falls, then increases, giving it a U shape. Okay, understood? For numericals, we are going to use another video. Okay, because it needs much of explanation, right? So we end here. Good day, children.